And we are back on Big Board Sports. Roger Weiland, Chris Honorado, Brian Mariano, the whole gang here as we get set for a busy high school weekend, too. And we love talking high school sports. We have 4 basketball teams from Section 2 that are still alive in the state tournament. 3 play today, and 1 will go tomorrow, and that team is Mohonasen Boys Class A. The head coach is Josh Peck, and he joins us for a few minutes here on Big Board Sports. Coach, we appreciate it. You got a nice gritty overtime win over Utica Notre Dame in the regional final. What did that game show you about your team?
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. And that game was, I think, a lot more exciting for the fans than for the coaching staff. But it was a really good check for our team because we knew coming in we had to play an A-plus game. That was a very good, athletic, quick team, and we had to try to counter that and slow things down. And our kids did a really good job with it, obviously, and escaped in overtime.
Coach, you had a little bit of time now to prepare for Ardsley. What can you tell us about your opponent?
Well, we know that they are on a pretty good win streak. I think they've won 10 or 11 in a row. They had that miraculous Sports Center shot that everybody's talking about that kind of kept things rolling. They've got 2 or 3 good senior leaders, 3 guys averaging double figures. They seem to play a really good active zone defense. And I think, like us, they're defensive-minded first. So it should be a good game.
Mohonasen's head coach Josh Peck with us here. The Mighty Warriors playing in the state semifinals tomorrow, 10:45 in the morning at Binghamton. We will have coverage for you, of course, on News Channel 13 live at 6 tomorrow. Our Ashley Miller is on her way out to Binghamton to cover all the 3 boys teams playing there in the state semifinals. Coach, let's talk about this challenge of having to play at 10:45 in the morning. I know it's the first morning game of the year for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just glad we didn't get the 9 o'clock that the other side of the A bracket has. I think playing in the morning is going to challenge, obviously, but we practice in the morning all year, at least once or twice a week. So I'm hoping that our guys adjust, but everybody's in the same boat. I don't think many teams have played morning games all year. So just show up and compete and play or go home.
Your team has surprised a few fans, even a few members of the media. I'll raise my hand there who cover Section 2. Happy for you, though. Have you gotten more out of this team than maybe you anticipated at the start of the season?
That's a great question. I think, every coach wants to say that they expect to win a sectional or they expect to, be on a state run, and that's always the goal. I think something shifted after our Schenectady game where we were down 17, I think, in the first half and came back and won that game. Something shifted with the guys where they really started believing that, okay, we're not just hanging around anymore or playing teams tough. We're winning some of these AA games and competing with most of the teams we played this year. So I guess in a way, yeah, that they've exceeded expectations, but those expectations have grown as the season's progressed to the way they've played.
And when you get to this level, we know about the game that Duncan Tallman had, and Jelani Abdulaziz gets some big buckets for you in the Notre Dame win as well. Who do you lean on most going into Saturday? The 2 guys I just mentioned are juniors. Do you turn more to your senior class?
Yeah, we've got those guys have been anchors all year, really steady and have led us. But the guys that don't get a lot of the publicity are the guys like Greg Van Apps, Avery Dees, who just continue to compete. They're both averaging double digits. And I think probably like you just mentioned, most teams will scout Jelani and Duncan. And we've got 3 or 4 other guys that have put up double figures. We've had 4 different guys score 20 points this year in a game. So while they get a lot of the deserved credit, there's some real role players who I think you're going to see this weekend have big games.
Well, Coach, good luck. I know there's a big send-off at the school as you guys get ready to leave today. We will be there with you, Ashley Miller, and making a weekend out of it in Binghamton. So we'll have highlights and post-game reaction, hopefully a couple of wins and a state championship. Enjoy the weekend. Good luck. I know you'll represent Section 2 in a phenomenal way, as you always do. And thanks for coming on Big Board Sports 104.5 a Team ESPN Radio. Good luck, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.